What's up, guys? Grimsy42 here, back with week 6 of my my Chronicles of Garage Sailing, and I did pretty darn good this week. Also, I've been on a pretty good tear recently. I've been very grateful, and I'm just gonna jump right into it so you guys can scope at what I got. The first stop we made was actually something that we hadn't even considered stopping at, and it was kind of rainy out, so we were definitely thinking we weren't going to have a good week, or weekend rather, garage sailing, but it turns out this first stop alone was definitely a great haul. And again, I've been on like a crazy tear finding Pokemon games, and this weekend was no exception. So I'll go ahead and show everything I got. The first one was a complete copy of Pokemon Soul Silver. And it says not for resale, which, as far as I know, is the bundled box. It was in like a larger cardboard box, and it came with like a little Pokemon watch or something. It's actually not in there because I popped it in my DS just to test it out, and it's actually a pretty decent game. It's kind of, I think it's a remake of Pokemon Silver, so I'm having a good time with it. It's a decent little RPG, so glad to have picked it up. And the next one is Pokemon Heart Gold, and it's also complete in there. And then I think this is all three for this specific tier of them. It's the Pokemon Diamond, Pokemon Pearl, and Pokemon Platinum. So I'm pretty sure that was all three for that specific generation of them. And then the last game that came in the DS pile was the Kingdom Hearts 358 2 Days, and it looks like a decent game, so I'm definitely looking forward to playing it. The cool thing though is I kind of checked a few of them and the games were in there, so I kind of felt like they all would be in there. But when I got in the car and looked at them a little closer, I found a few treats inside of them, so I'll go ahead and show those to you now. The first one was Mario Luigi Superstar Saga. Next is a copy of Pokemon Emerald, followed by another copy of Pokemon Emerald. And lastly, and I'm not sure how it was squeezed into one of the cases, but a Pokemon Yellow that's in pretty rough condition, and apparently there's a big D on the back of it. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this off, and you know, we'll see from there. But still, to get 4 bonus games, that was pretty dang awesome. And I want to say, I believe it or not, picked all of that up for 20 bucks. She wanted 5 a game, which would have been 30 for the DS games. And I said, would you give me a bundle price? And she said she'd do 25, which I was already happy with 30 since one of the Pokemon games alone is worth that. But when she said 25, it was rainy out. I said, hey, you know, the rain kind of got on these, which wasn't totally the case. I believe the Kingdom Hearts did look like it had a little water on it, but I just wiped it right off and there was no real damage at all. But I had to try, and she said she'd go down to 20, so I wound up grabbing, 8 different Pokemon games, Kingdom Hearts and Mario Luigi, for 20 bucks. So already a great start to to the day, so that definitely had my spirits up. The next pickup I grabbed actually was kind of a screw up on my part. I was looking for a charger for the DS that I picked up last week, and unfortunately I wasn't able to find one. I thought I did, and I wound up picking it up, but when I got home and checked it out, I found out it was for a 3DS. So I do have a 3DS, so that's nice that I have a spare of this. But my wife predominantly plays the DS, so she basically didn't have a charger yet, and she played it till the battery died, and then she was kind of upset because she couldn't play it anymore. So I actually did wind up getting one for her later. Thankfully, my friend actually picked one up at a Savers, and he was just hanging on to it, so I nabbed it from him. I think he wanted like $1 for it, so that was nice of him. And now she can get her her Mario fix, if you will. Okay, the next thing that I found I thought was pretty dang cool. I want to say I picked this up for $4. And I looked it up. It's definitely more valuable than $4, but I really didn't care. I just wanted to get it for the purpose of displaying it. It's a giant Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War. And the cool thing about this guy is he actually talks. So.
Back in your hole. Bring it. Nice.
So I thought that was pretty neat, and it'll definitely look good on the shelf if I can find some room for it, which unfortunately I'm a little short on room. But the good news is I just threw a new light in. I don't know if you can tell, it's like blindingly bright in here. And I made sure not to use ultraviolet bulbs because the UV bulbs will damage, or fluorescent bulbs rather, but the UV lights will damage the games over time just like the sun would. But anyways, it's super bright here, and then in the near future I will also be painting. I've got a pretty cool, like a gray color in mind, which is the lower color on the original NES console. So I think it'll be a pretty nice look. The room is too bright in here for me now, so. But anyways, this was definitely a cool pickup. And the next thing, which is right along that line, was actually from last week. I just forgot to show it, and I only picked this guy up for 50 cents, so I thought it was a great little grab for 50 cents. There's just a little Luigi plush. So I don't know what I'm going to do with him yet, but maybe hang him from a wall or something. But for 50 cents, I mean, I thought it was a great deal. Okay, next I will show... it's actually the latest pickups that I got that week. I grabbed them on a Sunday, but I'll go ahead and just show these next just because they were next in the pile. We have a once a month flea market type thing where it's an antique world it's called, and there's like outside vendors that are allowed once a month. It's the first Sunday, and the previous Sunday, which was the first, was rained out unfortunately, so it kind of just progressed to the next week. And I had a friend up there, and she was running a booth, so she was up there from like 4 in the morning. So I shot her a text and I says, hey, what do you have? Let me see what you have now, and if you have anything cool, put it aside for me, and I'll run up there and grab it. And she took some pictures, and I did wind up picking up about 8 or 9 games from her. So I'll go ahead and show those to you. The first one is Mag Max. These are all titles I didn't have, so these all bring my NES collection up a little higher. The next one is Total Recall. Believe it or not, I have yet to see that movie. The next one is just a label upgrade for me. It's John Elway's Quarterback. Next one, I'm told is a very fun game, is Legendary Wings. The next one I already had the box for, and awesomely this had the carton manual, and that's Bionic Commando. Ooh, almost dropped that one. Good save though, I think. So, now it's complete, which is pretty awesome. Okay, the next one is the last loose game. The other two are boxed, but it's definitely something I was happy to pick up. I already have the box for this one too, so it's Mega Man 2. And I'm sure you guys know by now how much I love when people put their names on it, so thank you very much, Westfall. I really appreciate you letting me know this was your game. But a little Magic Eraser will take care of that, so no reason to get too upset. And the next game is Platoon. I did already own this, but I didn't have the box or manual, so I'll definitely take this and then just trade away my loose cart. And the last one, this box has definitely seen better days. But I didn't have the game yet, believe it or not, so I grabbed it, and it's Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link. So I was definitely happy to pick that one up. And I wound up getting all those from her for, I want to say $35. She gave me a pretty good deal. I mean, the Mega Man is, like a $25 game on its own. So I was definitely happy to grab all those for that price. I thought she took good care of me. We've become pretty good friends. She's just a local, person who goes to garage sales and stuff like that too. So she usually just sells her doubles to kind of fund her collection also. So that was very, very awesome of her, and I'm pretty grateful for that. The next 2 games I grabbed were actually 2 very uncommon titles and 2 games that I've actively been looking for. I've actually tried one of them out, and I actually really, really enjoy it. And I recommend anyone who doesn't have it tries to find it, and if you do have it, give it a try. It's Kickmaster by Taito. and I wound up picking this up for $10. But it is it's a very, very fun game, and I believe it's worth like 25 or so. So I was okay paying the 10. So anybody who is looking for a fun game, I personally think of it as kind of like a combination of like Ninja Gaiden and Castlevania. So hopefully that gets you interested. And the next game I grabbed is actually another uncommon game that's been trending up recently, and I already have the box for it, so I'm super excited to pick the card up. And that's Felix the Cat, and the label on it is very good. So I was definitely happy to grab this. This is one of the later releases in the NES library. So I was definitely happy to add this to the collection, and I got a pretty good price on that one too. I believe that one was also $10. Those were the only two non-garage sale pickups of this video. I wound up grabbing those at a like a flea market type situation. We actually have a big flea market, but unfortunately there's really not a lot of good games there. You know, it's just plagued with resellers. So I did manage to grab those too. So that was a pretty decent little score there. And I did save the best for last. I walked into a guy's garage and I was looking around, and there really didn't look like there was much. And I had asked him if he had any video games, and he kind of was like, "Yeah, just that there." And I look up, and I saw boxed Super Nintendo games, so my eyes were like, you know, I mean, it's something you really don't see anymore in the wild. But anyways, I did wind up grabbing everything he had. I asked him how much he wanted for it, and he said, "Make me an offer." And I know for a fact it was pretty low, but I thought I would start with something low and hopefully do okay. But I think I offered him $10, believe it or not, and he says no, he couldn't take that. And I believe we settled at 20 or 25. I don't remember offhand, but regardless, I was very happy with everything I got. So I'll go ahead and show you guys. First thing, which is in an actual, like the original bag that it came in, is a Model 1 Super Nintendo. And I can tell already it was a Model 1 just because, I'm not sure if you can tell, there is a bit of yellowing, unfortunately. But it's just because of the way they were. This thing is cosmetically in like perfect condition. It's really unfortunate that it yellowed, but I actually tested it out and it works perfect. It did not have a controller, unfortunately, but all the wires in here were like still like never used. They still had the original like luster on them, and it just was a very, very gently used system. I'm surprised the box wasn't with it with the condition it was in. But anyways, that was the first item. Next was a loose cart with manual, Super Strike Eagle. That's a title I didn't have, so I was happy to add that to the collection. And there's the manual. Next is a title that I do have. I actually have it loose and complete, so this is completely a double at this point. It's a title that was actually recommended to me by Billy of the Game Chasers. It's one of his favorite games. He's spoken about it multiple times. That's UN Squadron. Like I said, it's complete and it's in very, very good condition. I don't know if you can tell, like the corners on this box are like untouched, as the other two are as well. And the next one is Super Battleship. I also did not have this, so to complete it, it's pretty awesome. And next is Pilot Wings, which I also did not have. So even though they weren't amazing titles, you know, they weren't like Chrono Triggers or Wild Guns or things like that, to grab 3 boxed games in that condition was pretty dang awesome, and I was very happy to do it. So last but not least, something I'd never even seen before is the Super NES Advantage in box, and this thing is like in perfect condition. I don't even know if he's ever used it. It's like got all the, you know, poster and paperwork and everything inside of it, and the controller itself doesn't have a speck of dust on it, so it looks really, really gently used, if anything. But I was very happy to grab this. So, you know, getting all that for, you know, the 20 or 25 that I paid was just a great deal. And I do have one last pickup. It's nothing impressive, but it was free, so I'll definitely take anything, you know, free video game related. And it's just 2 copies of the paperwork that comes with the Wii when you buy it, and this one actually had a copy of the Wii Sports Resort Manual.